Hello everyone, hope you had a wonderful new year. I am back from my mini hiatus, coming at you with some brand new content. I wanted to start off first with the Vinyl Tag 2021. This is the Tales from the Crate version, so I have a whole bunch of notes here. Before we get started, I am launching some brand new content, and I hope you like the new intro that I have made. I just wanted to change some things up this year. It's a brand new year, brand new content. I thought, why not? So the first topic or question is show a discovery in 2020. I'm going to show two of them because they're semi-related. The first one is Spoon. This is All the Weird Kids Up Front, a fan-selected selection of favorite Spoon tracks. This was the Record Store Day press. I had heard of this band just randomly on the Needles and Grooves forum, and I decided why not dip my feet in. This was just before we had the first Record Store Day drop, and I decided to pick this one up. But this is actually a replacement copy because my copy looked pretty bad and I just asked for a replacement copy. So I found Spoon, but I traded this with another member of Needles and Grooves to pick up this. This is Beach Fossils. I believe the album is called Somersault. I had heard of neither band this year, and I actually like both of them for different reasons, and it was just really cool that both of these are kind of connected in that way. Not much too more to say. If you want to see the track listing, here is Beach Fossils track listing. Please bear with me. I am still trying to, even after all these years of being on YouTube, I'm still trying to be better about showing things better. I'm trying to be a lot better with things this year. And let me go grab the Spoon record so you can take a look, if you want to pause the video, at the tracks. So there you go. So the next question is, show a quarantine buy. Well, back before we started quarantine, I had seen this one on Amazon, and I was like, I didn't have anything by this artist, but I know I love acoustic stuff. So this is Lights, Skin and Earth Acoustic. And this is on green vinyl. Right when everything was kind of starting to go down, I just wanted something calming to listen to, especially when I started working from home, and this definitely did the job. It was damaged, unfortunately, in transit. I don't know how well you can see the bend on here, but I wasn't going to make a fuss. What I do love about this is it comes with a nice little inner kind of, not poster, I guess, that shows her comic and where everything was recorded. And what I absolutely love about this is it was recorded on a cliff, in a truck cab, in the rain, in a desert. So all these different locations, all these songs were recorded, and it sounds phenomenal. I'm very glad that I picked this one up. Next question is, what is an LP you want to find in 2021? Well, I'm going to do a twofold. I actually have two on pre-order. It's the Pretty Reckless's Death by Rock and Roll, their new album. I'm very excited for. And then I am going to get a Grail. One of my top 3 Grails of all time is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the video game soundtrack by Anamanaguchi. There was one pressing for Record Store Day a couple of years ago that it just goes for not astronomical money, but money that I cannot afford. So when Limited Run decided to repress, really, or actually print the game itself for Switch and PS4, I think they're working on the 360 version now. But when they decided to do that, they had gone and actually reprinted the soundtrack with a bonus 10-inch, and all the profits go to the band. So if you want a chance to take a look at that or even purchase it, I'm going to leave a link to the Limited Run in the description below. Keep in mind it is limited run, so if you're watching this a little bit later, it might be done, the pre-order might be done. But if you'd like, it's not that much money, and the money goes to a really good band. So what things am I looking to get? Well, I'm looking to get some more Black Sabbath this year. I was at my local record shop, and you'll see that in a video probably next week or so, where I took a trip to my local record shop. I did see the live Black Sabbath from the Dio era, but it was just out of my price range for that right now. And I do hear that there is going to be represses of Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules. I'm so very excited for those. I hope those aren't too pricey to get this year, but I'm hoping to get a little bit more Black Sabbath in my collection this year. So, the next one is Show a box set. Oh, I have this one here. I only have 2 box sets, but this is my Woodstock 50th Anniversary Rhino box set that I got through Rhino Rewards. It is a 5 LP set with a whole bunch of different bands. I do have another video on this on my channel if you want to go in depth, and there's some other VC members here who go way more in depth than I ever could on this. But there's a lot of great artists on here. I still have not even had a chance to listen to everything on here, but it is so jam-packed and so worth it. And I just even love the packaging on this one. It's very pretty. We're going to keep this ball rolling with a concept album, and that will be The Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. I actually just got this one for Christmas. I haven't even had a chance to listen yet. I got so many records for Christmas, it's not even funny. But I am so very glad to have this album in my collection. This is in my top 100 albums of all time, which I am working on. As of the filming of this video, I am getting kind of close to where I want to be with getting that out. There's still a few more albums I have to rank, but this is definitely one, and I just love this from beginning to end. The dark themes of death and accepting death and kind of terminal illness and all of that. Very, very dark, and it's still, it's so well crafted, and it's ageless to me. I still listen to this quite often a bit, and I'm so glad to have this because this is now a companion piece to my Black Parade is Dead, so I can listen to both. I was happy with just the Black Parade is Dead, but so very happy with this. If you have not listened to this, this is a gem of an album. You definitely need to take a listen to this if you like punk, pop punk, kind of emo, rock. I hate to genre label, but it's mainly emo, and it's very, very well done emo. Album where an artist or band changed directions. That is going to be Paramore's After Laughter. Paramore for 4 albums was very pop punk, rock kind of centered, and this is more of 80s synth centered. And I was very happy with this when it had come out, and it's definitely a change in direction for the band, especially seeing all that they have been through. But the lyrics are just very adult and dark for the poppy music that's there. Another band I can think of that kind of goes this way is Churches, but it's definitely different from all their other discography, and I'm very happy with that. I'm happy to see where they're going in the future. But if they decided to go along this route, I just love this artwork. If they continue to go along this route, I will be very happy. Let's see. Next up is a white label promo. I only have one white label promo, and that is The Slider by T-Rex. And it is a white label promo. Listen to this a couple of times. It does not have the stamp or the sticker on. I wonder if someone switched that out. I can't tell. I just got this at the thrift store. But I'm very, very, very happy with this one. Just because one of my favorite thrift store buys is this one. Let's see. A compilation album. Let's go with this one. This is Dashboard Confessionals. The best ones of the best ones. All the songs are in on the front here. I'm going to just leave it here if you want to pause and read what songs are on here. This is a 2-disc gatefold set. This is the indie exclusive. And back during the crazy times of last year, we're still living in crazy times right now, but during the crazy times last year, I had heard this had come out, and I was so excited because I wanted to have Vindicated finally on vinyl. There are 2 kind of very big soundtracks, well, movie soundtracks that mean a lot to me in my life. That is the Spider-Man 2 soundtrack and the Twilight soundtrack. Well, and Transformers Dark Moon, but I already have that. But those are 2 that I'd really love to have, and I don't even think the Spider-Man 2 soundtrack has been pressed yet. But I wanted Vindicated. It's one of my favorites, so I have the starting of the Spider-Man 2 soundtrack, even if it means I have to pick up all the songs individually even if it means I have to pick up other albums to have all of the songs and have to play them separately off different albums. I'm just happy to have at least one of the songs that means quite a lot to me, and that is Vindicated. on this wonderful compilation. If you haven't picked this compilation up, you don't have any Dashboard Confessional, but you do like them, I highly recommend this. I have the indie purple version, and this just sounds fantastic. Whoever mixed this did a really, really good job. So an album that tells a story. Temple of the Dog, self-titled. Now, I'm 11 days older than this album. This album means a lot to me, but it has deep roots on my YouTube channel. One of my very earliest videos is a contest entry to Vinyl Collector James. At the time, he had done a contest. And I had been picked the winner, and this was the album that I had chosen. This was a Grail at the time. Back then, I kind of didn't know prices and everything. I was still kind of newbie at it, but I was kind of really, really wanting this. And it just so happened that I had won this off that contest. This is the Music on Vinyl pressing. Sounds fantastic, but this album means a lot to me growing up, and it's also kind of entwined with this channel. What else can I say about this album that hasn't been said? What I can say... What can I say about this album that hasn't already been said over and over? I love this album to death. I miss Chris Cornell every single day. So me having this at the time and then, you know, hearing the news about everything, it just... This album means a lot, and it's the story behind it is just about as old as my channel and entwined with my channel. What is an album that I think needs a vinyl pressing? Well, there's two. I already said one. It's the Spider-Man 2 soundtrack. And the other is the debut album by Tonight Alive. You'll see on the screen right here. This is my signed CD copy. I listen to the CD all the time, so I don't have all the parts together. But this album, when it had come out, hit me as hard as a Paramore album in terms of the music quality and just overall emotional side of things. So to me, having that on vinyl would be so awesome. But I know they switched labels. I know it would be probably impossible to happen. But I am holding out hope that that actually gets a first pressing, because that is one of the best debut albums I've heard of all time. It means quite a bit to me. A common and an uncommon album. We're going to be quick on this one because this video is going to be long as it is. For my common album, I have chosen Pink Floyd's The Wall. This is an OG pressing of it. And for my uncommon album is something that I got for Christmas. This is a repress of Phil Collins' No Jacket Required. Why is it uncommon? Well, I had the person who sent me this hand-painted the Grinch on the front of it. And I absolutely love this. So this makes it absolutely uncommon now, because there's very few that I know that he's done. He's told me himself. He or she, they told me themselves that there's only a couple that they've done this for, a couple of people. So I'm one of the only few that have this. And I haven't even listened to this yet. I just keep admiring this wonderful piece of art. I kind of don't want to put it away. I kind of want to keep it out all the time. But it's just a regular pressing of No Jacket Required. But I love the artwork on this. I love it, love it, love it. All right, we're going to keep moving on. An EP? Well, why not a double EP from a local band? This is La Dada. So this, I'm hopefully saying this correctly. It is their self-titled and High Five. What was actually recorded in a storage unit. It says so on the back here. I picked this up at a thrift store. It normally is on Bandcamp. But I just love these little discoveries where you can find something interesting, even if it's just local. And some of my favorite bands and acts are local bands to where I'm at. So there you go. Double-sided EP. What is a girl group? I think everybody has shown this one here. And that's the Go-Go's. I got this one from Beth over at Red Rum Records. I love this album a lot. I was not familiar with it until I actually received it, and I absolutely love it. Front to back, it's such a classic album. So there you go. There's a girl group. What is an album cover you love? This album here, the next album you're going to see can be categorized in this question, but I decided to go with Nirvana Live at Reading. This is the be-all, end-all Nirvana album, at least for me. I'm not that big a fan of Nirvana, but I absolutely love this album beginning to end. whenever I do put it on, I'm in the mood for Nirvana. It's usually this, and I'm listening to this a lot. Just a wonderful, wonderful selection of some of their early work in Bleach and Nevermind. It does not have In Utero just because of the way of the timing of things were with this. This was 92. But I love this to death, and I'm finally glad that I was able to pick this up in 2020. Not my favorite pickup of 2020, but one of my favorites. The next question is an album that you've listened to the most, and this one might be a mini spoiler for a placing in my top 100, but I'm not going to say where. This is Weird Kids by We Are the In Crowd. I listen to this on the daily. When I don't know what I want to listen to, I listen to this album. Maybe not on vinyl, but I do absolutely listen to this album. And I also love this, just the artwork on this, just the jean jacket and in the back. Like, this could have easily handled both questions. I love this album to death, and if you have not checked it out, please, please do so. If you like pop punk, and pop punk done well, you will absolutely adore this album. The harmonies are, in my opinion, some of the best ever recorded in just overall. I love this album beginning to end. I never get bored of it. That's how much I love this album. What is an album I had to get an OG copy of? That is Led Zeppelin 4. This is actually the album that got me starting collecting records, and I'm going to be doing a video on my channel talking about this in a series just kind of overall. If you look in my background, if you're new to my channel, you see all these wonderfully cool things on the wall. Well, I'm going to be talking about all the items on there, all the pictures, everything in a series. And one of them is related to this album, Led Zeppelin 4. And this not only made me fall in love with vinyl itself, but it made me fall in love with my overall favorite store. So if you want to hear more about that, keep tuned to my channel. I will definitely be going over this, but I just had to have the OG copy because, you know, I didn't know about reissues at the time, but I knew I just really, really had to have an OG copy, and I love this album to death. You purchased. You're going to see this in an upcoming video. This is Rise Against Endgame, one of my albums in my top 100 albums of all time. I went to my local shop to pick up inner and outer sleeves. They only had the inner sleeves. So I just decided to take a look, and I found this at a pretty decent price. So I was glad to have it. They did have, like I said earlier, one of my albums that I'm looking to get, which is the live Dio era Black Sabbath album, but it was just out of my price range. But this I'm very, very happy to own now. And I also love the custom inner labels with it. So what is an album they don't get? Well, a lot of people don't like this album. But it was my friend Marikin that got me into this album. And this was from her. This is Motley Crue's Theater of Pain. Actually, I really like this album. I mean, overall, in the scheme of things, I don't listen to Motley Crue that much. But I love this album from beginning to end. I just don't know what it is. But just beginning to end, just the way everything flows. It's so different, so unique. And I just don't get why people don't get the flow of this one. I love this album. You know, there are probably some better Motley Crue albums out there, yes, but in my opinion, this is one of their better ones, and I really, really do like it. And I think it's okay to kind of go against the grain. I don't get why people don't like this that much. I like it. Maybe it's because it's more ballad heavy, but I'm more of a melodic person. I like ballads. I like that kind of stuff. So, to me, I don't get why they don't get this album. Alright, what is a punk album worth listening to it? I was just listening to this earlier. I got this one for Christmas, and it is the Ramones, It's Alive 2. This was recorded in the UK at Victoria Hall in 1977 for their UK tour. This is the first time It's Alive 2 has been on vinyl, and it was out of 8,000. Mine was 2587. I love this. I don't have... Actually, this is my first Ramones album in full. And I think I'm going to pick up some more eventually. But I love live albums. This one did not disappoint at all. Alright, last question. My favorite reissue of 2020 is this one. The 30th anniversary of Lou Reed and John Cale's tribute to Andy Warhol, a.k.a. Drella. This is Lou Reed and John Cale, Songs for Drella. Love the packaging. I love the inner work, the inner work. I love the everything kind of that just comes with it. I don't have that much knowledge of Lou Reed, but as soon as I listened to this, I knew I had to have it. Just packaging and overall everything wise and what Andy Warhol means to me really kind of captured everything that I kind of wanted in a Record Store Day release. Really, just in a reissue. Overall, you can't even really see the track listing. I love it. But I just, I don't know. It's just whatever drew me into this made me love it. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, night, wherever you are. If you're new to my channel and you want to see a little bit more of the content I am going to bring it this year, including all of that stuff back there, all the stories, hit subscribe. I'd love to have you be a part of the crew. And what have you been listening to recently? I'd love to know down in the comments below. And until next time, as I say in everything that I'm in, when the waters get rough, please, please keep on sailing. Even if you feel like no one else believes in you, I believe in you. I'm rooting for you. I want the best in you. I want to be a light in your darkness, even if it's just for a couple of minutes. We live in a crazy time right now, and any positivity I feel I can push out is going to really help, even if you're not at the capacity to actually be able to receive it. You are loved, you are wanted. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Take care.